Aadi bowed out of Weatherfield in Friday night's episode after a tense and tear-filled exchange at the Allahan household, where Dev made the painful choice to send his son away in hopes of forcing him to sort his life out. The character on screen since his 2006 birth alongside twin sister Asha has been a fixture in the ITV soap. Originally played by Zenon Ditchit for 10 years, the role has been portrayed by Adam Hussein since 2019. In recent months, Aadi has found himself caught in one disaster after another. Earlier this year, a house party he threw ended in disaster when Lauren Bolton became a victim of spiking, something he has since concealed from her despite their blossoming romance. More recently, Dev left him in charge of the corner shop while he took time away, but Aadi's mismanagement left the business with a £6,000 debt. In a misguided attempt to fix things, he staged a robbery with Brody to make a fraudulent insurance claim, an idea that also failed. When the truth finally came out, Dev was stunned to discover that his partner, Bernie Winter, had helped cover up the failed plan, even moving up their wedding date in the hope of coaxing money from a wealthy relative. The disappointment and betrayal left Dev branding his son a failure, a crushing blow given Dev's own long-standing success running multiple Weatherfield businesses since 1999. The tension pushed Aadi to a breaking point, and rather than face his problems, he decided to drown them in alcohol. He ignored calls and texts from Lauren, who had been eager to meet with him that day. Eventually, he was spotted by Gary Windus and Theo Silverton, who found him slumped in the street and blocking their van. The situation turned chaotic when Aadi refused to move, stumbled, and banged his head against a brick wall. Dev, frantic after learning from Lauren that his son hadn't come home, rushed to the scene, but his relief quickly turned to frustration when Aadi rejected his help outright and stormed away. Determined to find out why Aadi had stood her up, Lauren waited at number 7 to confront him, and that's when the truth began to spill out. Aadi tried offering her a drink, but she refused. When she told him just how worried she'd been, the conversation escalated into a fierce argument, ending with Aadi blurting out, "It was my fault you got spiked." Lauren was left reeling, struggling to catch her breath as tears welled in her eyes. Aadi went on, "I just wanted to get off my face and forget everything. You must have picked up my cup by mistake. I wanted to tell you, but I thought you'd hate me. Then we started getting closer." Fighting back emotion, Lauren replied, "You just kept lying and lying and lying. Do you know how hard it was for me to trust someone again?" Drawing a painful comparison to her past with the abusive Joel Deering, whom she later killed, she added, "You can't ever make it up to me, can you? Because I knew someone else who used to say that. Joel." Later, Amy Barlow tried to speak to Aadi about the row, but he sent her away. It was his twin sister Asha who finally confronted him, pointing out that he'd brought the whole situation on himself. In the heat of the exchange, Aadi lashed out, calling her a rubbish paramedic, before conceding she was right. When Aadi finally opened up to Dev, he admitted, "I'm the reason Lauren got spiked. I wanted to take drugs at the party. They ended up in my drink, and Lauren drank it by mistake." Stunned, Dev turned to Asha to ask why she hadn't stepped in, before telling his son bluntly, "You need to leave." That evening, Aadi thanked his dad for defending him when Theo pushed him, and Dev took the opportunity for a heartfelt talk. "What happened to us?" he asked. "You always used to make me proud. Did I not tell you enough? Is that why you're punishing me?" Aadi confessed, "It's not easy living up to you. You're always talking about everything you've achieved. I'm not saying you never praised me, but it was only when it made you look good. It was never enough just to be me." Accepting that things couldn't carry on as they were, Dev revealed he'd contacted his cousin Vikram and arranged for Aadi to work with him in India. Through tears, Aadi refused. "I'm not moving to India." Dev's voice cracked as he explained, "I can't support you anymore." Aadi shot back, "You're just kicking me out." And Dev, equally emotional, admitted, "I don't want to, but you've left me no choice." Coronation Street fans have been speculating about possible roadblocks for Carla Connor and Lisa Swain after new spoilers teased fresh hurdles in their romance, despite a proposal being on the cards. Next week, viewers will watch as Carla gears up to ask Lisa to marry her, following their recent move into number 6 Coronation Street, a milestone marking the start of a new chapter for the couple. Carla lets Ryan Connor in on her secret plan, and he's over the moon. Later in the week, as she sorts through the post at home, she quietly admits to Ryan that she's waiting for the delivery of an engagement ring. However, Lisa notices the pair whispering and grows curious about what they're hiding. At the same time, Lisa is plotting her own surprise. She shows Carla a jewelry website and explains that she wants to design a special ring for Betsy's 18th birthday, incorporating Becky's fingerprints into the design. By the week's end, Carla, clearly delighted, finally receives the engagement ring she's been waiting for. She heads over to the Rovers and asks Glenda Shuttleworth to help with her plan by slipping the ring into Lisa's glass of champagne when she arrives. But despite Carla's excitement, some Corey viewers aren't convinced the moment will go smoothly. Fan theories suggest the proposal might never happen, predicting that Lisa could be called away at the last minute for a police emergency. Coronation Street viewers believe they've figured out how Billy Mayhew will make his exit from the cobbles, and they fear it will be a tragic storyline with one character firmly in the frame for blame. Daniel Brocklebank, who first stepped into the role of the former vicar in 2014, is confirmed to be leaving the ITV soap in 2026. Over the past decade, Billy has weathered his share of emotional storms in Weatherfield, many centered on his love life. After years of heartbreak, Billy finally found happiness with Paul Foreman, only for it to be shattered by Paul's motor neuron disease diagnosis and eventual passing. Though Billy has been trying to move forward, it was announced earlier this year that Daniel would be saying goodbye to the show. Speaking about his departure, Daniel said, "I've spent a quarter of my life working on Corey. I've loved every single minute, and I've always looked forward to walking into work. I adore the people here, and while I'm sad to leave, I'm also excited for what comes next." ITV has teased that a major storyline in 2026 will pave the way for Billy's departure, though exact details remain under wraps. Reports have suggested his exit could come in the form of a dramatic festive death, but nothing has been officially confirmed. That hasn't stopped fans from theorizing, and many are convinced Billy's end could come at the hands of Theo Silverton. Viewers have grown increasingly uneasy about Theo's behavior since he began dating Todd Grimshaw, a longtime favorite on the cobbles. Their romance began unexpectedly when The Undertaker and Builder crossed paths, but it wasn't long before Theo's secrets surfaced, including the fact that he had a wife, Danielle, and 2 children. He later confided that his marriage had been clouded by religious pressure and that he had endured the trauma of conversion therapy. Coronation Street fans are predicting a dark turn for Theo Silverton's relationship with Todd Grimshaw, and many believe the storyline could end in tragedy for someone close to Todd. Viewers have been speculating online that the romance may spiral into an abusive situation, with fears that the fallout could impact Todd's loved ones. On Reddit, user Bosk shared, "Not sure if predictions are usually posted here, but I wanted to share mine. I think Theo will start being abusive towards Todd, and it'll continue for a while. Eventually, Todd will open up to Billy about it. When Billy tries to step in or involve the police, Theo's temper will explode, and he'll end up killing Billy for interfering. His violence will escalate as his limits disappear. Billy's death would devastate both Summer and Todd. I think one of 2 things could happen. Either Todd and Summer grow closer, with Todd becoming her only father figure, or they fall out completely when Summer blames him for bringing Theo into their lives. That could trigger a breakdown for Summer as she feels totally alone. Just a theory, though." Another fan, Round, agreed, "Yeah, 100% this is the route they're going down. It'll be so sad and awful to watch." Nostalgic Muffin echoed the thought. "I agree. I've commented the same elsewhere. Billy getting killed while protecting Todd from Theo feels exactly where this is heading. So depressing. Meanwhile, Lego Panda Bear suggested, I've also thought Theo's abuse towards Todd will lead to Billy's death. I think Billy will try to step in, Theo will lose control, hit him too hard, or cause him to fall and fatally injure himself. It wouldn't be premeditated, just Theo unable to control his temper. Todd would stay loyal to Theo. Summer would distance herself from the only father she has left, with the rest of the street supporting her. Theo's ex-wife and kids would blame Todd for forcing Theo to come out. Todd would be utterly alone, and even more so when Theo ends up in prison. It would take a lot of therapy before Todd could accept he'd been abused, manipulated, and pushed into isolating himself. Coronation Street airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.